This is Co-op Chronicles, episode 8. All right. This is Co-op Chronicles, episode 8. I'm Pint-Sized Geisha, and with me, like always, I have Black Label.
Hello.
And Azalee.
Hello.
And some very special guests today. We have Uncle Steve.
Hello.
And Dad.
Hello.
So we're going to open this episode with just, I have it broken down. So we're like a old school versus new school mentality. So how did each of you get started with the roofing business, and what inspired you to get into that career?
Well, I'll go first. So, pretty young still. I started in 83.
Oh, that's before me.
1983, yeah. So I came home one day. I didn't even have a home. My good friend Steve, I was living with him and his wife, and anyway, and I was dating your mother, and came home one day, and what you doing here, honey? Oh. And you hear those words, I'm pregnant. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get a real job. Oh my God, I gotta get a real job. Like, Steve, I need a job. So Steve got me a job working at a roofing company, and so honestly, the money was better than minimum wage, and then just the more and I've done pretty well in roofing. And
what would the minimum wage be back then?
oh, back then minimum wage was like $2.75.
Jesus Christ! Old school.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, and then I got a job starting at $5 an hour, $4 an hour. I was like, I'll take it.
Jeez.
Oh my
goodness.
Twice the minimum wage.
What about you, Uncle?
We were working at the Elephant Car Wash for $3.50 an hour,
Really? On
and that was a great job.
down there on
25th,
Pacific?
25th of Pacific.
Oh.
That was a great job, easy job, fun job.
Yeah,
I'm so glad they got rid of the
it was
elephant.
fun.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
It went
So-
to a new home.
So my cousin showed up one day and said, "Hey, Steve, you can get a job over here making $4 an hour." So we were gone. We were there. 50 cents more an hour. That's what, $4 a day more,
Yeah.
right? That's a pack of smokes. Anyway, yeah, roofing.
So really,
1983.
you were the reason, Damon.
Yeah, I was the reason.
You were the reason for all of it. Okay. Can you share some wild childhood memories that influenced your career choice?
Getting pregnant.
I guess that already answered that one.
Yeah,
It didn't matter. The career choice for roofing was more money.
yeah. Had
More
to
money.
make a little bit more money.
We saw that you could make, back then it was $100 a day was what the good roofers were making, and that's what
crazy.
we wanted. Yeah, that was the goal.
To think about $2 an hour for $100 a day, that's insane.
When you say that you started at $4, it makes me think back to that first job I had at the casino when I told Dad, I was like, yeah, they're paying me $7 an hour. And he's like, that's criminal. And I was like,
I think I even made more when I worked at Frugal's. I think I made like 13
well,
or something.
it's the casino, so they're not going to pay you.
Oh,
Well, they do now, but previously not.
gotcha. So how did your friendship with each other influence your job? Like, is it just because Uncle Steve was involved in that, and that's how you got the job, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Steve's always been by my side, and however he could help me, and yeah, more money was definitely help. And
Yeah.
Would you say Uncle Steve is your best friend?
I mean, it's definitely
Brother.
I think, yeah, brother. Yeah,
A little more than friendship there.
yeah.
We do have that picture you guys hanging up in the hallway.
What picture?
The hand-drawn one.
Oh, that doesn't look like
Oh,
you?
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't look like me?
No.
It just looks like a little different. Like you're like so happy in the
Yeah, you're so happy in that picture. That is not a good depiction of you.
Oh, I'm not a happy person.
These are your kids talking.
What were the biggest challenges that you both faced when you first started roofing? And do you have any funny mishaps that occurred during your first like couple years or through the years?
I don't know about funny. I remember one day going down 512 and all the metal we had on top of the van flew off.
Oh no.
Oh, that was quite
That's rough.
interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. And the whole time I mean, obviously we're worried about people behind our
Yeah.
truck, but
Who was
Yeah,
in the
that's-
truck? Was it
that's-
just you guys in the truck?
Just us.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
first
it was
and
like
last
it's like a
mistake.
Cheech and Chong mobile.
we had the 1960 panel van and got all the metal strapped on top and comes flying off it. And the first, you check your mirror, make sure nobody's getting wiped out behind you.
Yeah.
But the first thought in your head is, oh my God, I'm going to lose my
That
job.
material.
I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah, now we have to go buy the material again.
Yeah.
Which nobody can
Did
afford.
they take that out of like your paycheck or something?
I can't remember.
I don't know. They didn't, but it was emphasize that, yeah, we could or
They're
you
like,
should.
make sure everything's strapped down on Mark and Steve's truck.
Check your load.
Check your load.
Yeah, always double check.
Do you have another funny or unforgettable moment from the early years?
There's, you know what? There wasn't not too much happiness in the beginning years. It's just all hard
Do you
work.
have one where
Yeah.
it was like rough, like you made a bad mistake or something?
Oh yeah, one time I driving the company truck, I rear-ended somebody.
Oh.
Steve cracked the windshield with his head and
no.
wiped out the other car. Another moment where, oh my God, I lost my job.
Goodness.
This must have been the greatest company ever. They're like, yeah, they can still work there.
But that's, yeah. I mean, live and learn. I mean, I don't make those mistakes anymore.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Once, one and done.
You, Uncle? You got anything? Nothing funny or hardship?
No, one day, I mean, it's funny now. Drive all the way to Issaquah for minimal money, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tough. Those were tough jobs.
tough jobs. And we get up there, our job card says it's like a 2-story, 812 easy. We get there, it's 3.5 stories. 8,
Middle-
12, 10, 12 pitch.
Pouring down rain.
Pouring down rain.
Pouring
I'm
cold,
like,
wet.
I'm like, the heck with this. I quit. I ain't doing this anymore. I'm done. We're done. And I made the decision. We are done. And I'm talking trash the whole time. Mark's putting his pouch on, setting up the ladder, climbing up there, and he's like, yeah. It's we drove all this way. We got to go to work.
Yeah, Dad's crazy.
We got
Dad
people to
does.
feed, man. We can look for a job tomorrow.
I feel like I need this money now.
I stood there for about 5 minutes just watching him, and then started laughing and put my stuff on and went to work.
So, how would you describe the work ethic and values of your generation compared to like ours now?
You can be
You
mean
can
if
be
you want to
honest.
be.
Yeah, you can be honest.
Totally honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
be
no,
honest.
it's-
Safe space.
I don't know if maybe this generation is smarter. I mean, smarter, they don't want to do physical labor, if they don't have to, but are you smart enough to sit behind that keyboard all day? But I'll tell you, the work ethic sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No work ethic.
No, I
mean,
agree.
to find, you would have to go through 100 guys, and I literally have gone through 100 guys to get two.
Yeah.
To
I
get
wouldn't-
two, that's ridiculous.
I wouldn't even say it was like our generation. I would say maybe
No, not
the
your-
generation like coming after
I'm
us.
just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
The
mean-
20-somethings.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
and here's the deal. In the trades, and pretty soon the trades are going to be where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a job, a career, the trades are going to be where it's at.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I tell you, the nobody wants to work anymore.
Yeah.
I got guys come in zero experience. Probably never been on a ladder before. They want, you know what they want? They put on their application. I want $30 an hour to start.
I don't even make $30 an hour.
I want $30 an hour. Roofers get paid good money. I want 30 to start.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, or they've only been roofing for 2 years,
Yeah.
in which you're not a roofer. You've been in the industry. You don't know what you're doing.
How
You just don't.
long do you think it takes to say that you know what you're doing? Like how many years do you think?
100% journeyman roofer, probably 7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it seems pretty hard. When I go up there and Dad's like doing all this stuff and he's like chopping it and just like knowing, I'm like, how is he doing this? And then he's just
you learn, you evolve.
Well,
Yeah.
there's guys that have never done all of roofing. They've done shingles. They put on shingles. They're shingle installers. They're not roofers. They can't go up and put a shake roof on. They can't do a tile roof. They can't do a torch down roof. They can't do TPO. They can't do any of that. They don't even know what hot tar
what is TPO?
It's a plastic roof.
Oh, really?
Thermoplastic.
Oh.
Yeah, thermoplastic
Thermoplastic.
olefin.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a sheet, kind of a sheet. You roll it out and you weld it. You hand weld it
Mostly.
with a hair dryer.
Yeah, you see it on all the commercial buildings and the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's stupid stuff.
Gotcha.
It leaks.
It's stupid easy.
It is.
But it's not a good roof.
No.
No. Okay.
It's opinion.
Yeah.
Do you offer that, or is it like your customer coming to you and saying, "Hey, I kind of want this kind of roof," and they're like, "Oh, that's okay."
Are you guys pretty straightforward?
Mark will do it. He'll do it.
Are you guys pretty straightforward with your like consumers? You're like, hey, this is what's going to happen if you do this way.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah,
I feel that
yeah.
honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
And Steve has a lot of repeat business, referral business, and blah, blah, blah. But me, it's not like when I sell, I'm just dabbling in sales now, but honesty works perfect for me. And the homeowners and contractors, they love it. Just be honest and
One of your jobs just got a $300 tip.
Yeah.
What? They just
No, you'd be amazed. I get tipped
What are
a
you
lot.
dancing on
Oh,
poles?
like that. You
$300
always come home with
tip
like
is
little
crazy.
goodies, like little treats or stuff.
Yeah,
Like your customers are so
people
nice.
appreciate
Well,
hard
they'll
work.
make full-on lunches for us, like teriyaki.
Everyone's so nice.
Except for that old
They
lady who
appreciate
made
hard work.
the old lady that made Dad the banana bread, and he said he
Oh,
was like
yeah.
dying for a couple
Yeah.
days.
You didn't say no name, no
I
company.
didn't say no name.
Yeah, my belly was all like. I make the best.
You should have brought it into the shop and given it to the guys.
Yeah, I should have threw that.
No, because then nobody would have worked for
Oh
it.
no.
Everyone would be like, my stomach.
I think a point on work ethic wise, it's harder nowadays to consider people with good work ethics, because back then trades were kind of like your only way to get good money. Nowadays, there's a lot of technology wise, there's a lot of jobs that
Well-
can give you money, like working behind
Well,
a
I
desk.
mean, I'm just saying they don't have it in them
Yeah.
to apply themselves
Yeah.
to do anything.
No, I agree.
And I don't blame it on them. It's like society or way it's going. Like first, it was only one parent worked. One mom was home all the time to
Well,
take
'cause
care
you
of the
could
kids,
afford that
raise the
nowadays.
kids.
Yeah.
You can't
Then
afford
you had
anything.
to have two parents go
Yeah.
to work, and
Yeah.
it's nobody. The TV or the computer, the monitor
Yeah.
is babysitting
Yeah.
the children.
Yeah.
It's not like they and every day get up, do your chores, go to school, come home, do your chores, blah blah blah, and do work. That's not it anymore.
I feel like that's kind of how you raised us.
Yeah.
I was very studious
I'm
as a
very
kid.
happy. All my children work are productive members of society.
I pay my
That's
taxes.
the goal, right?
Pay
Pay your
taxes.
taxes.
All my kids work too.
Yeah.
None of my kids have ever collected unemployment.
That's
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Hey, like I only had to collect unemployment when COVID hit. Okay.
Same Z.
Yeah, I did it actually for like a few months.
It was
and then I
only
got
because
this
of
job.
COVID. Okay.
Yeah.
If you would have been in the trades, you would have been working every day still.
Yeah.
I was
We
in
worked
the
every
trades
day.
for a
I was
while,
in the trades
and
You
when I
had
was
a
there,
good gig.
The concrete workers went on strike.
You were in the trades?
Oh, yeah.
You were like,
I was an iron worker.
she was like really
What's a
young
trade?
then
Like-
too.
like a trade school, right?
No, like
Well, yeah,
like
you go to
a-
metalworking,
yeah.
like
A medical assistant is a trade
Carpenters,
school.
painters.
Like
No,
construction
blue collar.
trade.
Oh,
construction
yeah.
trades, I
Yeah,
guess,
construction.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I went to trade school.
Yeah, you still went to trade school.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like manual labor
Manual
kind of
labor.
stuff.
Yeah, the blue
Yeah.
collar people.
But yeah, even when you're in a union, you still there's strikes happening. Like Sean doesn't work sometimes because the electricians are on strike right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
So-
He's
yeah,
electrician?
It's amazing how
No,
it fits.
he's a sprinkler and pipe fitter, but
Okay.
the electricians picket his job sites, so you can't work there.
Union.
Gotcha.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. What is the best advice you have for the younger generation entering the workforce?
Learn a trade.
Yeah, just learn, pay attention, learn, try, apply yourself, try, be all you can be. Whatever you do, just
Sounds
be
like a
all you can
military
be.
commercial.
Yeah, and do it safely.
Yeah,
right?
and safely.
do it safely.
You got to be smart. You don't want to hurt yourself for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
gotta
The
be
number one
smart.
thing you want to do every single day, you should have on your mind and your brain. I tell this to all our guys, is go home.
Yeah, go.
Number one. Your number one job today is to go home.
Yeah.
You know, go do whatever you got to do, but you know, you got to make it home. That's your number one chore.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one.
That's my
That's my-
motto, even
right?
working right now in my job.
Yeah.
I just want to go home.
Your job, I feel your job has got a lot of
different than what we're talking
some
about.
scary moments.
I work from home, so
You're always home.
Quit bragging.
Yeah.
His motto is, I just want to be off.
I just want to be off. Yeah,
I just want to go to the gym, guys.
that is what
That
it is.
your
I'm like, I
motto.
feel like
I just want to go to the gym. It's a gym time yet.
Yep.
Okay. How did you both build your reputations as one of the top roofing companies in the Pacific Northwest?
Wait.
Any secrets? Wait, what?
Nothing. Sorry.
Pay attention.
Any secrets?
Yeah, or
Or
Don't-
do you-
don't give your trade
advice or,
secrets
like,
away,
no,
but-
Yeah, don't
how
give
did
away
you guys
your
become
secrets.
like
Yeah.
the best? Because you guys are. Because you say you're not that big, because you're not like one of those big commercial ones, but there's a lot of people that know you guys. And,
Well, we've been around for a long time, and you, when you hire people that have work ethics. What we've been talking about this whole time, guys that are going to go out and they're going to get the job done. They're going to do the job in a timely manner, and they're going to do good work. You got to minimize the callbacks, minimize the problems. You put the right people in the right spots. You know, Mark doing our dispatch, running the guys. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to come in every single day. He handles all that. You have the crews, the work ethics of our employees. I don't know what we have, 15, 17 guys, something.
17 roofers, yeah.
And they all know what they're doing. You know, there are a few of them that are, you know, kind of, they have less knowledge than the other ones, but the ones with more knowledge are in charge of those guys. And you have 4 guys that Mark has to talk to every day, the 4 guys that are in charge of those crew, right? Well, they want to have a good job. We provide them with a good job. In turn, they go out and they do what they're supposed to do. You make money that way. You know, you have sales guys that sell the job for the right price. Sometimes it can be a little less if we're not so busy. Sometimes they go a little bit more. We make a little bit more money.
yeah. What's the hierarchy for you guys? Like, so you have you, and then Dad dispatches. But and you say you have salesmen. Like, how many different type of positions is there?
Well, obviously there's me. Okay. There is Mark. He would be number 2. I would say Pat Potter. He's the head salesman. He would be number 3. I think that's as far as it goes right there. Everybody else is
Honored labor. I mean,
well, or
I mean-
sales. There's sales. There's secretary. There's
yeah,
you know
yeah.
there's
Oh, yeah.
But the 3 guys that make that company roll,
You, Pat, and Dad.
and
And
Dad,
Pat.
yeah.
And I just
Dad.
want to say that you don't stay in business for 27 years now?
Yeah,
27.
28.
That's what I tell everybody that I talk to. I talk to homeowners, contractors. the guy, everybody. No matter, I get paid to answer my phone. You're not going to call this company. You're not going to have an issue with your roof. Call this company and nobody's going to answer the phone and take care of you. I get paid to answer my phone. I get paid to take care of you, and we take care of our mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and there's mistakes being made, but I guarantee you, we take care of them. I've seen Steve's went out and replaced. Homeowners aren't happy and they want a new roof, and we've given them new roofs free of charge.
And that wasn't our fault.
Yeah, you said the product, right?
Manufacturer's fault.
Yeah.
So,
I love how Dad says he gets paid to answer his phone, but he won't answer my phone calls. I don't pay him.
He doesn't answer my call either.
It isn't that he doesn't want to answer your call. It isn't that he doesn't want to answer your call. He's busy on the phone with somebody else.
You're true.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's what it is.
He meant that. He meant
Busy
that.
working.
Hey, I love this guy. My phone doesn't ring because his does.
Yeah.
Right? If my phone was ringing, I probably wouldn't be doing this.
I'm just going to start calling Uncle
that's
Steve.
the way
Yeah,
Can
there
my
you go.
dad
Call me.
answer my phone?
Text Dad.
There you go. Call me and I'll tell him to call you.
So, what do you think are the key qualities that make someone a great roofer, or like just a great worker in general? Some good qualities.
Show up on time. You got to show up.
Show up on time.
Right?
Punctual.
You got to be there. You got to be there on time. Otherwise, everybody else is working while you're still snoozing. Show up on time. Be open to learn. Be open to learn. I see guys so many times come in and they start off automatically. They have an attitude. If you want to, you say, "Hey, you can't do that," or you're doing that wrong. They get an attitude. They want to argue. What? It's amazing.
Yeah.
The young guys, how they want to argue all the time.
They think you're picking on them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, but the problem is once they have a little bit of combative attitude, you got to raise your voice. You're trying to impress on them what they need to do, and then it's like you're attacking them.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a generational thing.
It
Like
is.
they're like super in their feelings and shit nowadays.
Oh no, you're exactly right.
Yeah, people are just like, their mentality is not hard anymore. Everybody's like, oh well, his or her. I don't even want to get into that. But it's like,
Sometimes I have to apologize at the end of talking to these people because I hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that that happens. I mean, but then again, there are a lot of guys though that have been around for a long time, and if I have to lose my cool and yell a little bit, they get their feelings hurt.
Well, that's and sometimes I don't care.
Hey, Dad's a
I don't
scary
care.
man. I don't want to get yelled
But
at
the
him.
first words that come out of my mouth is, "This is not personal.
Yeah.
This is not
Right.
personal. This is what we need to." Like Steve says, your team's only as strong as the lowest guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
it's not
good.
personal. I just want we need to move forward. We need to
Yeah.
move forward
Right.
safely, productively.
Yeah.
Gotta
And
get
this,
done.
you hear what he's saying? This is all good stuff coming out of his mouth.
Does he talk
He's
like this
learned-
normally?
he's learned-
Does
Yes,
he?
he does.
Oh.
But he's learned all of this, with the position that he has. Because before, it was like, "Yeah, I'm done with you. You're done."
I know he would tell me. He would tell me stories like, "Oh, you're fired."
He would have fired everybody.
He's like Donald Trump over here.
I literally have had to groom him into this position.
Because I'm
can't
not
fire
used to that. Like I ran crews for years, and I never had no issues. I'd tell guys what to do, and they would do it happily.
Yeah.
I never, but you start getting in. So roofers, journeyman roofers, they make as much more than me.
Yep.
So now you're, trying to tell a guy that makes more money than you that basically I'm telling them how to make more money.
Yeah.
But they,
They don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
they already know it all.
They all want
That's-
to do it their way.
Yeah,
Hey,
they already know
man,
it.
at my job, I'm always going to the old guys. I'm like, hey, I don't know how to do this. I need you to do it. Or at least
Yeah.
show me. I'm
Yeah.
never I would never say anything mean to them.
Yeah. Every time I have an issue, I always go
I
to
don't
like.
think you could say anything mean to anybody.
once you give sass to the old guys, you're excommunicated. No one likes you.
Excommunicado.
Yeah. No one likes you. Everyone's just like,
Yeah, I always go to Brian and Chase for like issues.
Right.
Like when I have a
Exactly.
problem, I'm like, hey, but they're like really cool. So it's always good to have like a person with experience, but that's also like a cool guy. If you
Yeah.
have like somebody who's like really smart and know what they're doing, but they're an asshole, it's like I could talk about somebody, but I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's good to have good people who want to teach you.
I
Right.
feel like you guys are cool enough to get advice from.
Yeah.
I don't
brought
see.
some tequila.
I don't see an issue.
Brought some alcohol.
I mean,
Drunk.
it was pretty good. I mean, some of them tequilas are great.
Yeah,
Very
You
smooth.
could oof,
it's very
sip
delightful.
on those all day.
I'm sipping on some right now.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys keep up high standards and quality in your work? And do you have any funny quality control stories? Even if they're not funny,
How
they
can
could
you
be
have
like
a funny-
disappointing.
Here's the deal. Work is not fun.
My job's
think
fun.
my work's
work
kinda fun.
hard and we play hard.
Yeah.
Like, we have
I like my
fun,
job.
but I mean, and work is casual. You know, it's not grind to the bone or anything. It's casual, but we are there, and it is
Yeah.
a business, and people are paying.
Yeah.
You know,
You got deadlines.
well, I mean, people are paying for brand new cars,
Yeah,
and they expect quality. They expect business like.
yeah. When you
work.
come into like quality control issues with the products that you guys get, like how do you handle that with like your distributors?
We just take care of the problem, and if it's big enough, then
Take
we
care of the problem.
then we.
You guys seem really good on that with your like.
Well, that's the only way
Quality
you can
control.
do it. It's just the only way you can do it. We kind of, I don't know. I've kind of ran this business like, you know what? If you need a tool, you go buy it.
Yeah.
If you need a truck, you go buy it. If you need anything, you just go buy it. Get it done. We don't want to have guys taking days off because you have a truck that don't work. It just that don't work, right? Materials, we have really good relationships with our suppliers and the manufacturers. If we have anything that is a big enough problem, I just make a phone call and they say, "What do you want? And where do you want it? And when do you want it?" You know,
Nice.
for the most part.
Yeah.
The bigger ones, they have a little bit, you know, little more holes you got to jump through, but hoops you got to jump through. But you know, like the one product, like you said, when we replaced that roof, we don't put that product on very often. We put it on back in 2008 or something like that, and it wasn't a good product. And I knew that, so I just told the homeowner, hey, we're just gonna tear this off, put a new roof on it. You know,
That's
and
good.
you have a very good,
Yeah.
happy customer at that point.
Yeah.
You know, and it's gonna send
'Cause
your
they're
name out
probably-
to everybody.
Yeah, they're probably stressed out. Like, oh my
Right,
God,
and
how much
they
is
don't
this
like the
gonna charge me?
manufacturer
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you know the roofing that they had, but you know they had a very good experience with a bad experience of product.
Yeah.
But it's our name. We put the roof on. It's our name,
Yeah.
and we've done a roof for them since.
Shout out
You know.
McMain's Roofing.
Yeah. I feel like you guys seem to have a pretty good relationship with all of your like vendors or like distributors.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're usually at the
and other
golf
roofing
tournament.
companies.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, everybody in
Yeah,
the
you guys
industry.
seem to have good
Yeah.
partnerships with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, definitely.
There's everybody loves us out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Like
need
I
more
see-
merch
I
to
mean,
wear.
Yeah.
I told
Right.
my coworker about it because he needs a new roof, and I was like, I gave him Dad's business card. I was like, reach out, man. They go to Camano Island.
Don't you dare bring up their golf tournaments. I swear to God, every time somebody beats me in long drive, they're cheating. I know they're cheating. I'm smoking
it's
it
a
out
staying
there.
sore spot.
Yes, definitely. Past 2
Because
years.
I always get
There's
ahead,
some
and then
bombers
there's
out there,
You're just
man.
mad because your sister gets all kinds of stuff.
Well, she-
you don't
Yo.
get nothing.
Hey,
she's
look.
not smoking me.
Hey, look.
I hit farther than her.
I got longest drive last year for sure because I was in the fairway.
You
Yeah.
were in the
She
fair.
was
That's
in
the
the rough.
rules. That's the
She
She
rules.
was in the rough.
Dakota, if
She
you're
only beat me
listening.
by like 5 yards.
But did
Yeah.
you get the trophy?
No, I let
She
her take
didn't.
it.
You let
I
her
was-
take
She
it?
let her take
Oh,
it.
see,
Kind.
She's a nice sister.
Wow.
But Dakota did give me the little ticket that she won for it though.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I feel like we already answered this question. It was, what advice would you give someone just starting in roofing today?
Yeah.
Kind of like the punctuality, be early, open-mindedness to learn. I think we kind
It's
of already...
attitude. Yeah,
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
have a
attitude.
good attitude going in, like, and don't think because when you first start, you're starting at the bottom,
Yeah.
and you're gonna, but you can move up as fast as you want.
Yeah.
You ought to be
Definitely.
willing to learn, willing to jump in there, willing to get your feet wet, and go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I agree.
You can make good money.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that might apply to like almost every job, not just roofing, right? You go into a job and you're open-minded, willing to learn, willing to be eager, and you can be successful.
I can think of so many moments where Dad was yelling at me and so mad at me when I helped him roof. I remember we roofed on this.
I'm pretty high strung. I can't,
Well,
I can't
especially
help
with
it.
me. I remember we were
You always
roofing.
want the best for your kids.
Dad was
you
pretty
know,
nice when I helped him.
Oh my God. When we,
Well, I toned down. Man.
do you remember when
He
we
just yelled at
I got all the shit. Do you remember when I don't know if Dad remembers this, but we roofed on Danny's parents'
Yeah,
house,
no, I
and I
remember.
fell through the roof.
I was an ass.
He was so mad at me. He yelled at me. He didn't even ask if I'm okay. He was like, "No, I gotta fix this shit. Get off my roof." I'm like,
felt
"Dude, I
bad.
fell through the roof."
Yeah, no, first I get pissed off, and then I ask him like 20 minutes later, are you okay?
Yeah, I was like,
But
God.
this is like, I'm going to be right back. Don't step through the ceiling.
Yeah.
How many times did I say that before I left?
But I did. I slipped off like a beam, and Dad
Skip
was so
sheeting.
mad at me. Yeah, I
Skip
was-
shit in his
yeah.
foot.
Yeah, he was so mad at me. He's like,
To be fair,
I'm
you
okay.
did the one thing he told you not to do.
Many times he told you, don't do it.
Walk on the trusses.
to be honest, roofing is so scary, man. I don't know how people do that shit. When I'm on the roof and I'm looking down, I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna
You're scared
die.
of heights, though.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Dad's afraid of heights. He just does it because he needs the money. Are you afraid of heights? No.
No.
God
Yo,
damn.
I watched
You're
Dad
just afraid of
climb a
heights.
ladder
You can't
up
be
like
afraid
a
of heights.
6-story apartment building. It
Yeah.
was terrifying to watch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring this up right now, but I don't know if it is one of the answers to one of the questions. I'll bring it up later, but I have something in mind.
Are we going to talk roofing?
I know.
No,
I thought this was a tequila.
No, we're gonna get
like, we
there.
have like 3 more questions, and then we're getting down to the stuff. God.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'll skip.
We gotta ease into it. Let's just go.
no,
to it.
we'll
Just jump it.
we'll just follow. No, we're
Just
gonna
jump it.
follow. No, because
Just go to number 10.
I just,
number 10. Okay, I'll go to number 10. But I'm
Number
gonna
10.
bring this up before we go there. Damn, what was I gonna say?
We're gonna number 10 now.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know
about
you
bringing
didn't
Probably
say
something
going to
up
have
later.
100 people show up at the door Monday
Yeah,
morning.
how much money do
Can
you
I
make
get an
roofing
application?
Right?
No,
But I mean, what if you get some guys that are like, I'm willing to learn and I'm
I'd love
eager.
to see them.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna jump down to number 10, which is the old school versus new school, and then following after that, we'll get more down to like hobbies and interests.
Golfing.
Golfing and traveling. But so like old school versus new school, generational differences. How do you think the mentality of your generation? I guess
We kind of
No,
covered all this.
no, when it comes to work and life. So how does your generation differ from? I guess we'll say the younger generation differ from your mentality when it comes to work and life. How do you think it's different compared to your guys'?
I'm so lost with the question.
Number 10,
Yeah.
how do you think the mentality of your generation differs from today's generation when it comes to work and life?
There you go.
Even if it's
How
just
you said it
life.
was like
No,
going
I
around
think,
in circles.
I think the younger, your generation, I definitely think approaches it better than I did. Your mom probably wanted to divorce me 50,000 times because I always put the job 1st. And your generation's learned to, separate work
In life?
and life.
Yeah.
Work and family. And I was always grinding. That's what I liked. That's what I did best. And that's what I did.
I think
Yeah.
that's also like a little bad habit because I gained that from you. But then Sean's just like, you need to.
Yeah,
you
you
don't
gotta
wanna-
enjoy
Yeah, he's like,
yourself.
you don't want to work to live. You want to live to work.
The thing
Yeah.
is with roofing, though, is it demands your time. It demands 5 in the morning till
When it's
10
done.
o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Till 10 o'clock at
Yeah.
night. That's what we were doing. My wife would keep our kids up till 10 o'clock at night during the summertime so I could see them. Otherwise, they would ask her, "Hey, did Daddy leave?" They didn't see me for weeks on end because we were working summertime, 5 in the morning, wouldn't get home till 10 at night, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it demands all your time with roofing. With other jobs, it's not so much. I don't think it's that tough. It's just it's a different thing with roofing. It is a grind. With business, the first 5 years you're in business, especially a roofing business, you're grinding. It's 24 hours a day. You answer the phone when you're shopping. You answer the phone when you're out to eat. You answer the phone when you're in bed. You have to answer the phone. It's customers calling. I mean, after about 5 years, you can, let somebody else do that job.
Yeah. Dad's always like, it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Dad's answering the phone. One of his guys are calling.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But, nowadays, the newer generations, I don't think that's, I mean, if they started a roofing company, they would have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to succeed without it.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
build your business.
But there's not guys out there starting roofing companies. They're buying companies from other people.
that have
that are already
made the name
it's
already,
already
Yeah.
established
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
contractors and
Yeah. I remember those early wake up calls. I would have to wake up early so Dad could drop me off at school. What old school values do you think are still crucial for today, or in today's work?
Old school values.
Yeah.
Why is it an old school value?
Because
It's just how it
I think
is.
that's
Man,
it
we're
is,
like
'cause
we're like
nobody
gonna be
is.
60
Because
this
people
year.
don't do it anymore.
Yeah, people don't. They
Yeah.
don't work hard. No, I don't
It's
think people work hard.
I would say old school is like more work driven, and you're more like involved in
He's on the couch. He's on the couch.
and you're just like more like into your work. Nowadays people are like, yeah, work, whatever.
People probably
Yeah.
learn to relax, or like I said, I mean, kids nowadays are. I mean, they don't know what work is. Period.
Yeah.
Well, you can make the same amount of money going to McDonald's right now as you can going and starting a roofing job. Make $20 an hour.
Yeah,
to
it's
start.
rippers start at 20.
Right?
We start them at 20. McDonald's hiring at 17.
Yeah.
They probably don't work 40
17,
hours a
19.
week,
Yeah.
but
At the company I work for, our drivers start out at 23.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So.
and you get to drive. You drive.
Yeah.
What? That's not hard.
is that
I mean,
hard?
they don't just drive; they also install. But
Oh, okay.
So driving. So, yeah.
Install. Yeah.
yeah, not just driving. They got to do
Well,
hard
you
work
said
too.
drivers.
Well, that's what we classify them as.
Our drivers start at $20 an hour, and they just drive a dump truck.
And they just
Oh.
freaking drive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They
sometimes.
just
I mean,
drive.
it's
That's what we
drive.
do.
I don't have much hair left.
Oh, I'm right there with you now. It's just all in the back.
A party in the back.
Yeah.
Any new school approaches that you find still surprisingly effective? Has there been a young guy that has come in and was like, hey, da 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 da, and so on and so forth, and you're like, yeah, you know what, that might actually work, or that's actually helpful?
Oh, I'm afraid of losing my job every day. Some of these young guys are freaking.
Yeah.
They're sharp. They're sharp. They've went to school. They understand management, and they know some tricks. I mean, my job's in jeopardy all the time.
I think with the amount of knowledge you have, it's not. But
Yeah.
also, I don't know. I think maybe that's just me.
I mean, if you don't have, if you don't have any roofing experience, it's definitely helpful. But there's some sharp kids out there that could manage any company probably.
I feel like you do your best to stay current with any new thing that comes out in roofing. Like I remember watching you read books about how to do like a new type of install on a roof. So I feel like you're pretty good at keeping up with that and trying to stay relevant.
Since the very first year I started, I knew. I was like, I'm not going to be the guy that just does this or only knows how to do this. I'm going to know every single phase about this is what I picked.
Yeah.
It sucks
To-
that.
Yeah.
This is what I picked to support my family, to make a living, I'm
Yeah.
going to learn every single phase of this.
Yeah, it just sucks that it doesn't translate on the golf course.
Are you kidding me? I'll try.
Shout out. Yeah, I'm
He doesn't
better.
talk about all the times that I outdrive them and I putt better.
I love playing
and
with Uncle
my
Steve because he's
approach,
just like carefree.
Yeah.
He's here to have a good time, and I'm like, me too.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
I may not be the
Well,
best, but
some
I'm
competitive.
fun.
I mean, some of us are drove to,
to compete.
compete.
Yeah.
I
So-
only compete against you guys.
Yeah.
Everyone else,
you be putting
everyone
really
else, I'm
good.
like, everyone else
Well,
will beat
she
me.
used to putt really good.
When we won
Yeah.
that tournament, she was putting really
Oh,
good. I was
good.
driving
When we
I
had-
was driving out of my mind that day.
We did win the Lions Club
We
tournament.
did. We did win.
We did win the Lions
When
Club
we had,
And I won the long
Um,
drive because nobody
Yeah,
can hit
the
it farther than me
Spanner
unless they
Park Lions
treat
Club.
or
Was that
cheat.
last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, are
We're
you
about
guys
to win
golfing
it
it
this
this
year.
year?
Yeah.
You gotta do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we're golfing this year.
All right. I got to fill out all that paperwork next week.
Gotcha. So
We'll be there.
how has the use of technology in roofing changed from when you started to now? Has it changed a lot, or is it pretty much the same?
Everything's online now. Everything's online. All the customers know everything about roofing before you even talk to them.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
So
think they're
it's
the experts.
totally changed. I mean, before we had to educate all the customers. Now they're educating us.
Yes.
You know, they'll educate us on what kind of roof they have, what they think they need, and you know, you don't argue too much with them. You just give them what they want, unless it's wrong.
Yeah,
Unless it's wrong.
How often is it wrong?
Well, a lot of times. Yeah, they'll read something, or they'll think they need something that's going to cost them an extra $5,000 that they really don't need. But if that's what they want, we'll give it to them. But we have to let them know you really don't need that.
Right.
You know, but you can't be undersold. You can't undersell anything. You know,
Yeah.
you'll have another contractor right behind you that's gonna say, hey, yeah, you need all this stuff, and you know, sure, they'll spend $10,000 more just because.
I say never Google.
Yeah.
Never, just don't Google, right? Since in medical, well, maybe for IT, Google
man,
is good.
yeah, it's very good.
But
It's
in
very
medical,
helpful.
I have
when
cancer.
I have those patients that come like, I Googled it and it said it was all these things. And I'm just like, no.
Well, yeah, I
first
would-
rule, do not Google anything.
Yeah, I would think like
Google's
going to
tell you you're dying
Yeah,
from
but-
a paper cut.
Oh yeah, but
Don't
with
do
like
that.
IT though, like if you're making scripts, if
Yeah.
you're trying to create scripts. I remember last week they asked me to Mike asked me to create a script for him, and it was what was it? It was trying to figure out the amount of users compared to licenses.
Oh, yeah, I remember you
But
telling me.
there's 800 users, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create a script, and it just did it for me in like 3 seconds. So I
Right.
cut the time down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was how many
Yeah.
users you
Yeah.
have that are using it and
Yeah.
how many people are
yeah.
not using it.
And I end up saving. I'm gonna bring this up because so we have like 700 to 800 users, and then Microsoft licenses. I'm intoxicated. Sorry. And each license is like $10, so $10 per person, and I think there was like about like almost 100 users not even working at the company for like the past 6 months with
Still
a
having
license.
licenses.
So that's
Yeah.
how much do you think that is? Like $10 per
Let's watch him do math.
$10.
See it going.
Wait, how many? I said $1.
Radio man.
So there's like
Rolling back.
$6,000 per month. So 6 months, whatever, $36,000 in 6 months. So I saved the company like $36,000 once we. Well, I didn't save them, but I was like, hey, yo, this is how much we wasted in the last
Right.
6 months.
Oh.
$36,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I should have got a raise.
But like,
Should've
can I
got
get a
rid-
cut of this?
Should have got a
I'd
nice
be bragging
bonus.
about that too, saying whose toes you stepping on right now.
Whatever.
Google should get the raise.
I think my
Google did the
position's-
work, right?
Mike doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, the,
Secretly, he does.
No, yeah, he probably does because he even said, "Oh, you're Twitch," and I was like, "How does he know I have a Twitch?"
He's in IT too. He's watching
Yeah.
He's
you.
watching me play games. He's over here watching me like fucking yelling at the game and stuff. Oh, I get serious. Last night, man, Geisha was over here. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah.
Oh, she was
Last
pissed
night we
off
were
at me
playing,
the whole
right?
night.
And then
Oh,
he
my
got mad because he died in a
No,
game, and I'm
it's
just
all-
like, babe. He's like, what? I was like, you
And then
what?
she didn't talk to me the whole night. But the thing is, she's on my team. My friend John's on our friend John's on our team. I'm over here shitting on people, killing them, and then I'm like, all right, I'm pushing. They're over here. I'm like, where
I
you guys
pushed
at?
from the
Oh, we're
opposite
pushing. And
way.
I'm like, where are you at? They got res.
I went from you were coming from the back, I was coming from the side, and John was coming from the other side. You just died. anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, back to
You didn't
okay.
hold your own.
No.
No, he did not.
And
We're-
then
we're-
he, like,
we're-
gave
we're
me
gonna
an
get into
attitude.
First of all,
Sounds like a
don't you start because
Typical bowling night for me.
I carry us all the time. God, whatever.
Anyways. What number are we on? 12?
I
11?
think-
What old school
12.
tools? Doesn't have to be old school. Just like tools or techniques that you swear by.
Is there any old school techniques?
He's like, nothing comes to mind.
Oh no, a knife, a hammer. I remember I used the roofing hatchet forever. Like I probably was the last guy to use a roofing hatchet. I just wouldn't let go of it. And finally one day I switched over to the claw hammer and
Is that
a
the
knife.
thing where the it kind of goes in? It's like sharp at the end.
Yeah,
or
it has a little blade holder on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I was gonna die with it.
Yeah.
Bury me with this tool.
Okay.
There's a lot of new tools though. I mean, that's just technology. There's a bunch of new tools.
To install, I mean, basically nail guns, air,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Just the
nothing's really
basics.
changed.
You can't
Drills,
change.
you
There hasn't.
know.
There really hasn't. It hasn't changed.
It's not
No.
broken.
No.
Don't fix
I mean,
it.
your battery operated stuff. That's about it.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
about
You're
it's
still
the same,
running
huh?
air. You got to put nails in shingles. Whether you
Yeah.
put them in there with a hammer or a nail gun, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Staples we used to use
We used to use staples.
for years.
Now more.
You know, now it's just a nail system. But it's all roofing has not changed in the last 40 years.
Okay, so let's just stop talking about roofing. How about we just go down to hobbies and interests?
Number 13?
Yeah,
Okay.
just go to number
Absolutely.
13.
Number
We got a
13.
lot to
Number
talk
13.
about.
Get a drink.
We got a
I'll
lot
go
to
get the
talk
drink while Azalee asks that. If I don't get back in time, Geisha, you ask my question.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How did you both get into golfing, and what do you enjoy most about it?
Man, I really want to talk some shit.
Well,
Contractors, the same thing. It's with work.
Yeah.
I mean, with work,
It was
the
all
contractors
started with
want to go
work.
golfing.
Yeah.
yeah, I worked with
You
some
know?
guys, another crew. I'd worked with them for a while. Kind of moved over started working with them, and they're like, it's like 12 in the afternoon, 90 degrees out, and they're like, we're gonna go golf, Mark. Let's go. And I'm like, I never golfed, and they're like, come on, I will show you how. And yeah, I was hooked from ever
Nice.
since. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
My company just did. The president of my company took some of the old guys to a golf tournament recently, and I felt so left out. I was like,
Oh,
"You guys know I
wow.
love golfing."
Right? How
And
did they
then-
do that?
They're afraid you're going to beat them.
Reaver came back the next day, and he was like, "You know, Leslie, after 9 holes, we were talking about you." He was like, "Me and Vern should just go back to the shop, and we'll bring you." And I was like, "I can't believe you forgot about me."
Yeah.
How did you decide to get Damon and Az into golf at such a young age?
And Coda.
And Coda.
Well, that's pretty easy. Every dad or mom wants to hang out with their kids, and it was an interest of mine. And it's not that just golf. I mean, it was
Bowling as
fishing,
well.
Yeah.
Fishing.
camping.
Yeah.
Golf, bowling. I mean, that's what I did, and why shouldn't my kids do it too?
Yeah.
At least try it, see if they like it.
I
I
used
never
the-
ever stopped them from pursuing whatever they wanted to do.
Excuse me?
Never.
Nope. I would like you to retract that statement.
What?
So, senior year of high school, I wanted to play tennis. And you said, Asley, why would you play tennis your last year? Just continue with golf. And I was like, I guess I'll just continue with golf. I guess tennis is out of the question.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that.
I think that's like the thing when I've had like college essay questions. They're like, what's something that you remember? And I was always like, I bonded with my dad through golfing. Me and my siblings bonded with him.
Nice.
It's a great game.
Yeah. It's really fun. I think I'm actually going golfing tomorrow with Coda and our friend Weston.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to be doing that in the morning.
Coda never invites me anymore, but she comes back, tells me all these stories about how great she is. And
I know, she never invites anyone.
I wouldn't know.
She doesn't invite any of us. The only reason I'm going with her is because Weston asked if she wants to go.
But she always does seem to perform whenever we do the McMahon's
She golfs all the
tournament.
time. She posts on her Instagram pictures of her golfing with her friend. They're golfing all the time.
Yeah.
Without us.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, she's active. That's good.
Yeah.
She's doing great, so.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Geisha?
It's my turn again. Do you have any memorable or funny golf stories?
Thank you.
I want some too, though.
Lots of them. Pour it in yours. My best stories are when I see guys.
Tell him to pour it in his.
What?
Pour it in your cup so I can have some. Do
David wants to
Oh, he wants to split it with you.
I didn't know we were sharing.
you want some, Uncle?
No, I'm good.
No, I'll take it.
So one time I seen Steve's son. So one guy's out there golfing. He hucks his club into the pond. And I see Steve's son Ernie. I don't know if there was exchange of words. Maybe I'll give you $100, or I don't know, or maybe he's just like, I'll get it for you.
I told him go get it. Go
He
get that
jumps
club.
into
I
the
need that
pond
club.
on the golf course and goes and finds the golf club at the bottom of the pond. And we know ponds on golf
No.
courses. And not really. So that's pretty tough. But yeah, that's one of the funnier things I saw. See, guys, well, what we do.
You got to tell the whole story.
Well, I mean,
Why?
I only got
Why
part.
was the golf club in this?
Why? Yeah, why was
I
it?
don't know. I don't know that part.
Okay.
I just come in at the
Well,
when
one of
I
our
know the club's in
manufacturers.
there.
This was a golf tournament. A manufacturer, not a manufacturer. It was a supplier
distributor,
tournament.
yeah, supplier.
Tournament, right? Washington Cedar and Supply, and the manager. The big guy, right, of that, he was golfing with another guy who was like one of the managers, and he had this 4 foot, 5 foot club. This guy's probably 6'8", 6'10", I don't know, big tall guy. So he's got this huge long club. Well, he swings this club and he shanks it, does something. Well, the manager's like, well, hey, I've told you that thing's a piece of garbage, and he grabs it and he throws the sucker into the lake.
Oh,
Right?
my goodness.
So we see this happen. They're like in front of us, and I'm like, Ernie, I need that club. Get that club. That club is going to be presented at the awards banquet after the wettest shot of the day.
Oh.
Right? It's going to be presented back. So it was.
Yeah.
It was at the end of the day. It was presented. Nobody knew. Nobody knew we got that club.
What a good secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it was presented back to Rick, the guy whose club it belonged. That was his club, and Bob walks right up, grabs the club out of his hand, and busted it in half, right over his knee, busted the thing in half, and threw it.
Bob. Way to go, Bob.
Way to go, Bob. Western Materials, Bob. Bob Carney.
Are we on
Name calling you.
Which question did we just ask? Did we ask memorable
the
golfing trips?
13.
Yeah, 13.
Damn
You
it.
Now
guys
we're on
have
14.
plenty of
14.
memories. You've done plenty of golf tournaments with us. You know how it gets. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes
Yeah.
people have a
get
really
wild.
good time.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but somebody tried to get it up with me at one of the
Oh, the year
tournaments.
before.
Was it the year before?
Yeah,
And I
'cause
was,
you were in a different group than us.
yeah, and I was ready to throw down, man. He was
You're
big-
ready to throw
he was
down
big
with
as fuck,
anybody.
but I was like, I was ready.
Well, that guy, he hit the
somebody
ball at Damon's
he hit the
ankles.
ball at me, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? The fairway's over there, and the guy that didn't even hit the ball got all offended. It's like, shut the fuck up! I wasn't even talking to you. And then he was
that's
just
so
like,
cute.
what'd you
Yeah.
say? And I was like, what?
You were like
That's,
a-
that's like the story I was telling you about. We hit our balls into the other fairway, and I see him sitting in the other fairway. We're going down there. All of a sudden, a group's coming down. We weren't in the right fairway. We were in the wrong fairway.
Yeah.
But anyway, the group's coming down. All of a sudden, our balls are gone.
Oh, yeah.
But just like I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to drop another ball, and Damon's all like, rah 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 rah, beat you out. What'd you do with those balls? What'd you say?
No,
Damon is wound up.
no, but these no, it's just
Calm
like
down.
no, people are stupid. It's like
I thought golf was supposed to be like a Zen sport.
Not
golf
for
is
me.
like
not
the
for
most
Damon.
rate. But then it's
Calm
like,
down.
Black
But
people
that's
get
okay.
cheated.
you know what his response was? Was like, we're playing scrambles. What the fuck did you have to play
What's that?
scrambles? You taking our
Picking
ball?
the wrong
Like,
ball.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't
It's
hit
not
that.
your ball.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
Leave
Yeah.
it there.
Yeah.
We
I did
do,
buy
yeah. We
Damon
drive by
the
them all
red
the
balls
time.
after that
Yeah.
story.
So now somebody stole my
Well,
ball.
some
I know.
people are just like, they're,
Assholes.
yeah,
Poor.
they're just mean.
Too cheap to buy
Some
their own
people
balls.
don't take
Yeah.
golf etiquette, like, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to travel adventures. What are some of the your favorite places that you've both traveled to? Because you travel a lot, Uncle Steve, and you've been traveling.
I do,
ridiculous.
yeah. Well, what did we do last year? We did 4 or 5 trips last year. Huh?
Yeah, we did a lot of trips. Did Disneyland.
You guys did a lot of trips so far this year too. Daytona.
I mean, we fish all the time.
Yeah.
Hunt.
Yeah.
Where we went, we did some great big hunting trip. That was probably maybe
Elk
2.
hunt?
Yeah, the
Last
big
year?
elk hunt last year.
Oh, the one when you got your ear or your horns?
I just came back from Canada. Steve sent me up there to go on Honeynaw Lodge. I mean, amazing.
Where he
Amazing.
held up the McMain's name.
There's no
and
fishing destination.
Won all the
like
money.
it. I won the money
Won
too. The
money,
biggest
got
fish.
the biggest fish.
Yeah, in
There's a lot of
12
fish
hour.
in the freezer.
But that's just like the past
Freezer's
year.
packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They
need
said the
food.
past year.
Just come over.
Yeah.
'cause-
But I mean, that's just
Yeah.
the past year. Do you have any favorite place that you guys
Like
both
ever.
travel ever that
well,
you've traveled
that's
to?
my favorite place.
Okay.
Honeynaw Lodge in Canada is hard to beat.
Oh, it's amazing.
Especially if you love to fish, because it's such a a great place.
Yami
I mean,
playing downstairs.
Yeah.
Such a great
Mom
place.
didn't hear from you the last day you were out there, and she was freaking out a little bit. I was like, he probably just dropped his phone in the
Was
water.
she like, say my name, please?
No, she's like, I haven't spoken to your dad since yesterday morning, and I was like, Mom, he's alive, he's fine.
He's fishing.
Yeah,
He's
I was
fishing.
like, let the man live his life.
Yeah.
I was like, ask Aunt Kathy. She might have gotten in contact with
Steve's a
him.
man of the world, man. He goes everywhere. I wouldn't know where
Yeah,
Steve was.
you've been on a lot of trips
And then you've been
recently.
to Africa recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went to Africa. With
Africa with EJ
grandson,
was like that was a pretty good trip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never thought I would actually like doing something like that, but I can see myself going back for sure.
Nice.
For sure.
Nice.
What's your like favorite place you've ever been to, like destination wise, that you would like think about all the time?
He said Canada. Come on.
I'm talking to
Yeah.
Uncle Steve, not Dad.
The fishing destinations are really fun, and it's not a fair question to ask me because I've gone to so many places, but a lot of them haven't been like abroad. I mean, we went to Mexico. We went fishing down in Mexico. It was really fun.
That was awesome.
I mean, and a
yeah.
lot of it has to do with either fishing or hunting. Just going places to goof off. I mean, Florida's fun. Vegas is fun.
Yeah.
You guys go to
all
Vegas
of
a lot.
Nevada. All of Nevada's fun. It's a good time,
You guys
especially if
should
you
go
take
to,
friends.
You guys should go to Hawaii to do like tuna fishing.
Oh, we've done
Well,
that.
we've been
Yeah.
to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've done that.
Nice.
I've caught tuna in Hawaii and mahi. And,
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah.
great.
Oh
They,
yeah.
they do everything.
Yeah. Anytime you guys want to do that, let's just go do it.
Okay, let's go
I mean,
tuna fishing.
that's awesome. Yeah, yellowfin
Oh,
tuna in
You can
Hawaii.
go
Yeah.
visit family.
Or you go
My
visit your
family's
family.
right there.
Yeah.
The tuna
Let's do it.
fishing just out in Westport. It was crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
tuna
fun.
fishing. We tuna fished in
Bloodbath,
Mexico too.
yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You just gotta ask. They'll take
Yeah,
you.
let's do it.
They'll
Well,
take
we're gonna
you.
go catch some sturgeon in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Yeah, you guys
sturgeon,
need to
but
go
hey,
do
we're
that.
Gonna go out on the boat.
Those are big fish.
catch some
You gotta
sturgeon.
do
Yeah.
that.
We're going. We got it on the calendar.
Yeah, that's a great trip.
I
Good
feel like they
trip.
just answered my question.
What's that?
Oh, it was any funny stories from your trip?
From which one?
Any
I-
trip. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell us a funny thing that happened during your trip.
Well,
You just go for the experience, huh? Nothing fun
Yeah,
happens?
I mean,
it is fun. The whole
sometimes
The
it's
whole- the whole thing is
sometimes
fun.
Mark and I'll drink a little bit, and the
I
women
mean,
like
yeah.
to take a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
we
your
could tell you
Vegas
some
trip.
funny. Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
ask
mean-
the women; they could tell you some funny stories from when we go to Vegas.
They
We
were
did a-
holding
we did a
hands,
com-
apparently.
We did a company trip. We did a company trip last September, October. We took 26 people, right?
Oh,
And we had a party van.
We had the party
Oh,
bus.
yeah.
You know, the
That's
one
where
with
they- that's where you
the,
hold the
with the
hands.
stripper pole in the
No, that's
middle,
not
and
Oh,
you'd
that's
be
different.
amazed what some of these riffers can do with a stripper pole.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty crazy. I mean,
Look, pics or it didn't
fun.
happen.
It was pretty fun. No, we don't show any pictures or videos
It's
or anything.
it's like that. What's
What's-
that
what
movie?
happens in Vegas
What happens
stays
in
in
Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hangover.
Yeah,
Hangover.
Where you see all the pictures at
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was a very good trip, and
It
everybody
was.
everybody really behaved themselves.
Except on the party bus.
We had it. I mean, but nobody gets in trouble.
They had
There
a fun
You know,
party
everybody's
bus.
everybody's wives are there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they can't imagine. They don't imagine it either. They're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. That's so
Yeah,
fun.
it was a good time.
Right.
It was really a good time.
I
Had some good
definitely
bonding.
think that we answered this
Yes,
question
for
already.
sure.
So I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
skip my question.
Your turn,
'cause
Black
Okay,
Label.
It was
Let's
what
go
was your
yeah.
favorite place so far. So we already kind of
Yeah.
did that one.
Okay, we'll go to some fun and lighthearted stuff, crazy childhood stories. What are some of the craziest things that you guys did when you were in your teens? I mean, you guys tell me some crazy stuff that you guys used to like race on
I don't know if
Pacific.
we want
at.
to go
I mean,
there.
yeah,
Maybe
we
just
could get
not
in
like
trouble.
some crazy
Like
stuff.
our
Not-
teens, our whole teens was crazy, man.
Not crazy, crazy.
You
where
got to
we can't
remember.
talk
You
about
have
it.
to remember that Mark and I, from the age of 14, 15, didn't live at home.
Yeah.
So your guys' kids, okay, live at home.
Yeah.
We did not.
Yeah.
We supported ourselves, and some of the things that we did probably should not be on the air or even talked about.
Okay,
anymore.
well,
Dad's told me some pretty funny stories from his childhood.
What about some stuff that you can share though? like racing or I used to hear some crazy stuff like.
Well, I mean, I got one
racing
crazy
on
one
Pacific.
where Mark was driving the car and the cop was coming down the road.
You already knew his story.
He was coming down the road, and Mark didn't turn the lights on. It was my old Barracuda, and we're not even old enough to drive.
This is the oldest story in our.
It's the best.
How old were you guys?
Story.
How old?
This 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
15.
even.
I mean, I had a car when I was 14.
Yeah.
But Kathy was in the car with us.
Oh,
we had
no.
gone to the bowling alley that night, and her and her sister were there. I don't know what they're doing, eating French fries and hot chocolate or whatever. But we were out goofing off just like kids do, and we met up over there. Well, she decided she was going to go ride home with us.
Oh, okay.
And so Mark's driving. He's like, I'll drive. You guys can just sit over there, whatever. And this
sit in
cop's
the back
coming,
seat.
and he forgot to turn the lights on, so the cop flashes his lights, right? Just his lights.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lights are off.
Mark, he bails in the back seat.
Oh my god.
Leaves the car driving down the road and bails in the back
That's
seat.
it. We're
Dude,
done.
He's out of here.
Cut it off.
His
Yeah.
fight or flight move.
And Kathy has to jump into the driver's seat, right?
Are you alive?
To drive, and now the cop's like, because the car swerves, obviously. Now the cop hits his lights, does a U-turn, comes back, pulls over Kathy because she's driving now, right? And he's like, "Why did you swerve?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I was just nervous." And he's like,
You flashed me,
I was just trying to tell you to turn your lights on, And she's like, "Yeah, whatever." But anyway, that was hilarious.
I got nervous.
That you guys survived is hilarious.
Oh, that's just one of the funny things to survive through. There was, kids these days don't have to survive anything compared to what we did. But you're talking old
He
school.
said, oh,
He's like, oh shit, let me get in the back.
Well, that's
Make
another.
room.
That's just another segue for Azalee. For her
we
question.
had a great childhood.
I know when I hear like your guys' childhood, when I think about mine, I'm like, wow, I was so sheltered.
Very. And the way my wife sheltered our kids and you sheltered your
Yeah.
kids, we did it because we knew what we grew up with and what we had to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's nothing saying anything bad about our parents
No.
because our parents did their job. We just didn't stay there long enough
To learn the lessons.
figure it out, right?
They learned lessons without parental figures.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Well, well, you kind of answered this. Any funny or outrageous stories from your youth that you
Do you
want
have
to
another
share?
one
Yeah.
that you could share with us?
What do you think?
No,
Another one?
it's too
No.
crazy for the
There's
air.
so many. So all of my childhood memories would probably involve alcohol and cars, or But I
Definitely
do
don't jump out
remember
of the
one
front seat.
time I was with the buddy of Steve and ours. I can't remember his name. He passed away when we were, like a lot of our friends passed away when we were younger. But what was his name? He owned the big giant station wagon, the big Pontiac station wagon. That car was so badass, I'd love to drive in it. But anyway,
We weren't even old enough to
I
drive.
can tell.
But anyway,
we were
we just weren't old enough to get a license
we're
yet.
shit-faced drunk one night. Shit-faced. Me and
Don't drink and
can't remember
drive.
his name.
Don't drink and drive.
Anyway, we pull into Jack in a Box. Pull in Jack in a Box, says we're gonna get some food, and he's ordering. And he keeps ordering Funyuns. He's like, I want some Funyuns. And they're like, what are you talking? He goes, I want some. This goes on for like 20 minutes. I want some goddamn Funyuns. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat going, they're onion rings, man. They're onion rings.
Oh my goodness. That man, he wanted to have a good time with some Funyuns.
He did.
Funyuns are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
They
Dude,
are
the-
so good.
The
why.
hot ones are really good.
Oh, I haven't had those.
Oh,
I haven't
they're
had those
so
either,
good.
But
But like
Funyuns,
hot Cheetos, man, I could eat a whole bag of them.
Dude, do the flamin' hot Funyuns. So good, worth it.
Yeah.
did you guys ever pull pranks on each other?
Or have you?
I don't think not each other.
No.
On
No,
other
I
people?
mean,
On other
There's some
people?
little stuff you could probably get it.
The most
Cool,
prank
then
stuff we
everybody-
do
yeah.
is I'll send him, like freaking, cowboy
yeah,
stuff,
ring.
cowboy beers because they never leave rings on tables.
I don't get it.
You
Is it because
don't
they
get
drink it?
It's because they don't
They
have
don't
any
have
rings.
Damn it.
You know, that are new enough anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Poor Black Label, he didn't get it.
Yeah.
We already know Asley's the brightest.
I got my master's degree.
Look, he could become a doctor if he wanted to.
I got turned down.
Oh.
Can't leave the
Yeah, I
house.
got
Just
turned
at-
down by
just at-
Mississippi.
to work.
Yeah.
Just at that university. You need to try
Yeah.
harder at somewhere
Yeah,
else.
you can apply to a different school. Anyways,
I'm just gonna skip mine since you guys don't have a funny prank that you can. Do you guys have the funniest prank that you've ever pulled
on anybody.
on anybody?
I've jacked guys' cars up and put
that's not a
put
prank.
stuff.
It's not
That's
funny.
illegal.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, when Steve and I we were separated. Couple summers, we didn't see each other.
They separated
I
us.
was hanging out with some other guys, same old shit, man. Dude,
Yeah.
But I
Hooligans.
remember we used to one night we rounded up all the trash cans on the block. All the trash cans on the block, we round them up, and in the middle of the road, right off 38.
Pyramid?
It was on
Dump it.
38th and
Pyramid?
Fawcett. Pyramid.
Nice.
With all the trash cans. I remember these people, they had those little tiny Honda cars. We'd go out there, pick them up and turn them around, or pick them up and sit them on the sidewalk.
This fucking asshole. Fucking kids, man.
Yeah, and people go out their trash cans are just in the middle of the road, like, God dang it.
Fucking not again.
Not again.
Where's my
Hey,
Where's my
that's
car?
my trash can.
The best though, I think I still remember the best is like, we're still living at home at this time. We're probably 12, 11, 13, I don't know. But
How
in
long
the middle
ago
of the night,
was that,
like
like
midnight, I hear this rap on my window and Steve's like, I get up, Steve's like, let's go, man, let's go. all right, what are we doing? And so there's a lady on the block. She wasn't very popular with all the kids.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Anybody.
Okay. I can't remember what we did some bad stuff to her. Oh, eggs maybe. We did. But then Steve's like, no, bars of soap right all over the house. So when she goes to wash, it's all sudsy and stuff.
Poor girl.
That kind of reminds me. There
She
used to
wasn't
be
popular.
when we lived in. It was like when Asley was. I don't even know if Asley was born, but we lived in Silverwood, and there was this guy that lived across the street, and I think his name was Al. But I don't know if that was his name, but that's what we called him. And he was weird, and he lived with his mom. But we all
remember
we
that
all
day.
thought he was weird because he would walk around, do stuff. But man, I was a horrible kid back then because we all would like
Was.
grab eggs and we'd throw fucking eggs at his house. And now that I think about it, I'm like, man, if a kid did that shit, I would probably beat their ass.
Oh yeah.
But he didn't beat our ass. He was a good guy.
So mean.
Damon,
Yeah.
there's this one memory I have of Black Label, and it was, we lived at Violet
Damon,
Meadows.
Black Label.
Sorry. I'm trying to stick to your code name, but it's hard.
It's kind of
Yeah,
hard.
when you're drinking.
007.
But when we lived, I think it was Violet Meadows. But they,
Oh, are you talking about when we went on the back?
when you guys left me in
Left
the
you?
blackberry field.
Oh,
No,
my
like Park
goodness.
Meadows.
Oh, Park Meadows.
Yeah, dude, I feel
They
so
left-
bad now that I think. How old were you?
I was young.
Does Dad know about this?
No.
Okay,
Well,
so you know that big field in the back where we used to go across the fence.
Yeah.
And we used to be in that big field of grass, and we all went deep in there, and we just dipped on her and
Yeah,
left her.
and I got lost,
And
and I
she's
had
like
to
a
walk back
baby.
home.
She was like 8 or
I had to
young.
go-
Less than 8.
Yeah, less
probably.
than
I had to go back home by myself.
Yeah,
I was so
and then she
sad.
at home.
And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, I'm an
I was so
asshole,
sad.
brother.
If
something
any of our
happened
kids
to her-
did that,
Oh
and
yeah, I'm
like
fucking
if like
up.
yeah, I
What's up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be so
Well, it's like
mad.
the time that Black Label popped Coda's shoulder out of her socket.
Oh, Dad, no, let's not talk about that because Dad was gonna beat my ass. Dad was gonna kill me because I remember I did like some WWE move on her, and then I did it, and then Dad was like, "Oh!"
I remember one time, me and Asley, I don't know if I was showing her how to box or whatever, we were air boxing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I accidentally popped her right in the nose.
It was so funny. It was so funny when I think about it.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sure a million people have like stories like this.
Yeah.
I gave Misty a black eye.
I've thankfully
Pillow
never
fight.
gotten a black
It was a pillow
Oh my
fight.
goodness. I grew up an only
That's
child.
what she told
so
me.
I don't have any,
Oh,
memories. I don't have any
teacher.
stories
No
like
fun
this.
The teacher's like,
memories
how
from
did that
the
happen,
show.
right?
None
She
sorry.
says, oh, my dad hit me.
Sorry I didn't get a chance to do that.
But you should see him. That's what
Yeah.
she told her.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the gaming questions. As start
All
us
right.
off.
Come on, what kind of games are
Have
we
you guys
talking about?
have either of you guys played games? What kind of games did
Video
you play?
games.
Video game.
Football,
Yeah, video
baseball.
games.
No, video games.
Video game.
Let's tell us
Not
on the
sports
console
games.
too.
Good
Back in the
pinball
day.
player.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Hey, that counts.
I did get into the one video game way back when the was it the Meteor Man or what was the
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Yep.
Mega
Man.
I beat that game when I quit smoking.
I used to go to
Yeah.
Uncle
Oh,
Steve's
that's
house.
right. You played the heck out of that
I
game while you
played,
were
I played the
quitting
whole
smoking.
thing when I quit smoking. I would get done eating and I would go directly to my room and just play the Mega Man.
Nice.
And I beat it.
I beat it.
I used to go to
Yeah.
Uncle Steve's house and play the game.
Yeah.
I did.
I would love to still have that game,
Yeah.
just because of that.
You can make
Yeah.
it happen. Just
Yeah.
the
Just
internet
buy it.
is one
Yeah.
click away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only games I really played, Asteroids, Pac-Man, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I've got all those games still at the house.
What consoles?
Oh, you know what I hear?
These weren't even
You don't
consoles,
even
they're
know
like
when they had
arcade.
the handheld games,
Yeah.
the Colecos and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where
That was the football one.
the football one is
Yeah.
just dashes, you know.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's what we had when we were kids.
I think that's
Coleco?
Now you
Yeah,
got one.
Coleco.
I've never
so
heard that.
much.
Yeah, that's what we had when we were kids. We had Pong. We had Pong.
Yeah,
I remember
Pong,
Pong.
right?
Yeah, I
Is that
remember Pong.
was that Atari?
Frogger, Atari.
Yeah,
we had
Atari.
Frogger came out.
Is it-
we literally grew up when all of this stuff was coming
Yeah.
out.
There's so much stuff like in our lifetime. I think the technological advances have been more than any in
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
We have AI now.
the microwave, the hair dryer, the curling iron, all those came out when we were kids.
Like this, the floppy disk.
The floppy
CD.
disk,
That
the
was
first-
just
well,
in our
the whole
generation.
computer.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that
the
was
whole
their, that was
computer.
their generation.
The whole computer.
Yeah.
When we went
We
to
were
school,
like kids.
the
when that
computers
came
were
out.
like the size of this room.
Yeah.
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 And they had and they were having us write programs on these stupid
cards.
floppy
Yeah.
cards that they would put
Punch
in
the-
there.
yeah.
You'd punch
You know
the deals.
what's as crazy is that the floppy disk? I'm
The
not
floppy
100%
disk was
sure.
like high tech.
But the amount of storage on a floppy disk was
Nothing.
horrible. It
Yeah,
was like
it's garbage.
4
It was like
megabytes.
nothing.
It was like small.
Yeah.
It was like the
It's tiny.
smallest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And now USB, you can get like one with like 256 megabytes.
Yeah, with like terabytes.
Yeah,
Do you
terabytes,
remember
yeah.
like I remember back in the day like having to take the floppy disk from like school, work on it, eject it, put it in my computer, work on it, eject it, bring it back to school.
Yeah.
It's like back
Floppy
and
disk? We're
forth.
not that old.
Yeah.
They were
Really?
No, they're old,
They're
yeah.
old.
No, you're
I-
not that old.
I'm pretty old.
No, you're not that old.
She's
actually.
like,
I'm 35.
Yeah,
You
mid-30s.
used a floppy.
Yeah, I used the
disk.
floppy disk
Really?
in like middle
Let's see,
school.
35 years
In
ago.
high school. In
Let's
high
see.
school.
You did?
Yeah.
Been
I didn't. When
25.
I was in
think-
high school, I had CD drives.
They were down that long?
Where'd
it
you
had
go to
be-
school again?
I went
Hawaii?
to Lakes.
Oh, Lakes. Okay.
Well, in middle school and stuff, yeah, I was in Hawaii, and I remember the floppy disk, right? But at Lakes, I remember doing the floppy disk because maybe
Really?
we just had old computers,
yeah.
but I
'Cause I had
didn't.
CDs.
Yeah,
we
they
didn't
had
have
good
like
discs.
a USB.
Yeah, I had discs.
Yeah, like the CDs, but then it was so much harder to save your
No,
information
like discs.
on the
That-
CD.
that disc- the square disc.
drives.
Floppy.
No, floppy's like the big.
They were floppy.
Yeah, but they were
round.
disc. The discs were like that, but
They
they're
were
hard
floppy.
disc.
I've
Yeah.
never
No,
heard of
no,
those
But no, I'm
before.
talking about the
Yeah, the
What are you
square.
talking
Yeah,
about?
the disc.
Like
Yeah.
the disc, the one with
Yeah.
the little metal thing that you can move back
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
forth,
yeah,
and you can click the
Yeah,
sides
yeah,
and lock
yeah.
it.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a floppy
That's
disk.
a floppy.
No, a
No,
floppy
that's
disk.
not a
The
floppy.
floppy.
No,
The
the
floppy
floppy
one.
disk was
It
floppy.
was like floppy.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe there's some kind of like language like
No,
distinctive.
no,
I'm
floppy-
gonna Google it
A
right
floppy
now.
disk is the fat floppy one.
I
where you
could
can,
no, I
consider
think God
floppy
realized
disk.
like paper.
I'm
Disk.
retarded. Technology, forget about it.
No.
I can't deal with it.
Yeah,
See,
floppy disk.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what I'm talking
that's
about.
not it.
Yeah.
No,
This is what
I
I'm
know what
talking
you're talking about.
The
Dad.
little square.
It's that one right there. The
Yeah.
removable. No, that's
I
the
guess
storage
I don't know
one.
what a floppy
Hold on.
disk is.
Floppy
No, it's
disk. It's a type of storage component with a thin and flexible disk
Okay.
of magnetic
What
storage.
were the ones that were just?
They were
A
floppy
removable
disks.
Yeah.
magnetic storage
That one-
media.
It's this one
The
right
third
here.
one. Yeah,
This
this
one.
one.
one,
It
yeah.
was this one. It was the floppy. It was like flexible.
This one.
That's a hard disk to me. I think that's a hard disk. This
No,
is the
this-
floppy
that's a
disk.
This
floppy.
is a floppy.
The floppy
disk.
one.
This is a floppy.
They still
Yeah.
called it a floppy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's ooh, Mr.
Yeah.
IT.
That's like okay.
No,
that's
but-
like
no,
your
the
old
floppy one's a
school.
floppy.
That's
Yeah.
like your old school stuff right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
If we're talking about what we first used when we were roofing. The first computer I ever had, all that stuff.
Yeah, like these.
Floppy.
Yeah.
Like these.
Yeah, it was all on all that
Alright.
stuff.
Yeah.
right?
floppy.
Okay.
That's back when QuickBooks was like on a disc. You'd buy the disc. Now it's
Yeah.
all online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you think gaming has changed from when you guys were younger to now? It's crazy, right? It's
crazy, right?
astronomical.
Dad-
We used to put a quarter in to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't. You can sit and buy. You can play all day on nothing.
Yeah.
You don't put no
Yeah,
quarter in.
it
You
costs
just buy the game.
like $5 for an indie game now.
Right?
Yeah.
And like
You
the
can play forever.
graphical wise, it
Oh,
was
Like,
crazy.
it's just crazy.
Total
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
different.
mean, that's ridiculous.
Totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to call you out, Dad, but Dad asked you like, "What's that?" It's the computer.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that. I'm like, what is that? He's like, that's my computer. And I'm like, are those fans? He's like, I got like 9
Why is it
fans
glowing in there?
That's why it's so hot up here.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
holy
no, because we
shit.
don't have no windows up here.
Yeah. we don't have Windows.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah. No, it's been worse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been
It's been
worse.
way worse.
Today was a mild day outside.
Yes.
so
Today is
luckily.
not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at.
You have if you could live in any video.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you could live in any video game world, which one would it be?
I think Dad's gonna say like Speed Racer or some shit. I mean, it could be a video game or like a
Like a-
cartoon
like
or
a cartoon.
anime like that you guys used to watch as
Yeah.
a kid.
Like Scooby Doo,
Scooby Doo.
Oh, Scooby Doo is pretty.
that.
I love
that's pretty
Scooby-Doo.
cool, Yeah.
Speed Racer, Jetsons,
Flintstones.
Flintstones.
You guys are bowlers.
That's not a video game.
No, but it could be a video game or a show too.
Yeah, a video
Yeah.
game or like
I
a
feel
TV
like
show.
Video
you don't
game
have
or
very
show.
many video games
Yeah,
to
you
pick
don't have many video
I
games.
thought the
Okay.
Jetsons were cool. Very
Oh
Jetsons.
yeah, I think
Like,
they're cool
that's gonna
too.
be us in the future.
Right.
Not yet, not yet.
Yeah.
Give it some time.
What about you, Uncle
Nothing else,
Steve?
Steve?
Come on.
I don't know.
No.
You don't have a cartoon you like?
Let's just
watching?
say
A
Flintstones.
cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a
What
cartoon.
was your favorite cartoon that you watched as a young whippersnapper?
What's the one with all the cats?
The Thundercats?
The
Thundercats.
Oh, I was thinking of the movie
That was good.
Aristocats.
Yeah.
Captain Planet. That's like my generation.
Yeah, it's like my generation too.
Cartoons. I don't know.
Were you allowed to watch cartoons?
Yeah, Saturday
have a
mornings.
Saturday mornings?
Saturday mornings, yeah, we had time to watch cartoons. That was about it. But so yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you're
okay.
I
wondering,
think I'd rather live in the real world.
Steve's a minister's son.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's
why
right,
he's
that's
so
right,
rotten.
That's right.
That's why we had so much fun when we were children.
Yeah. Middle of the night, sneak out. Hey, let's go to the bowling alley, play pinball.
Yeah.
I was a bad kid. I was a terrible
I
kid.
didn't mean to.
We weren't
I
bad
didn't realize
kids,
I
we
asked
just-
you a
No,
question.
we were,
You
we
guys
were,
fine.
kids. We
we
used
were
to have
actually
fun.
really good kids. We just
Yeah.
had really strict parents, and the only way we would be able to, be ourselves was to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was in trouble with
I think
them.
it's so interesting that
it's considered trouble.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that that's the route you guys went for having strict parents.
Yeah,
when
you
I had
guys,
strict
you
parents,
guys got
but
away with doing
I
it
went.
all.
I went the completely opposite route, and I was the best kid in the world.
Well, I mean, I was an A student pretty much, A B's. I mean,
You just got out and got
I quit
wild.
school because my car broke down. I couldn't get there.
You couldn't walk up that 5-mile hill
No,
in
I
the
lived.
snow.
I actually
Both
lived,
ways.
lived downtown Tacoma, and I was going to Washington High School. So,
Oh, that's really far.
yeah, it's
I went to-
10 miles.
Yeah, I went to Washington for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I never
yeah. I
went
mean,
there.
but that's the way life is sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk the 40 miles that would have taken you.
Yeah. Well, now you can just jump on a bus or an Uber. Or,
Yeah, I heard Washington has the best public transportation. So
Yeah.
there you
Really?
go. Yeah.
I feel like Hawaii might challenge you because the buses in Hawaii run all the time,
I never seen a
24/7.
bus.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were on Maui, but I never seen a
Well, on Oahu, I don't know if they have buses. I mean, I feel like they would have buses in Maui, but the buses on Oahu, they're like
Don't
running
they have like
24/7.
different governors and stuff like that for each island? Is there different
Yeah.
governors there?
Oahu was pretty nice when we went there. I
Yeah.
liked
That was
it.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Maui's-
don't know if it's true or not because I saw it on Instagram, but there's a little flip switch that gives you the shaka in the back if you let
Shaka.
them let the bus in.
When
And
we
it's
went to
literally
Hawaii-
called the bus. It's DA
The
bus.
bus.
The bus.
It's called the bus.
When we were in Hawaii, every time like I let somebody through, they would throw the shaka.
Yeah.
So then every time I would pass somebody or they would let me go, I'm like, yeah, shaka. And then we came back here, and I'm like, God,
Yeah,
nobody feels the same
Yeah,
way
they're
here.
giving you a shaka.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can go ahead and ask this.
Well, I think since you don't have very many video games to go off of, if you could pick any like movie character or book character, who would you want as your coworker in riffing, and who would it be?
Ooh,
Like,
that's a good
what,
question.
What role would you
In roofing,
would you give them?
Would you give like Thor all the manual labor?
Or Sonic
Yeah.
the Hedgehog? Just
Do you know? I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think
Use your
all right.
imagination.
Oh, Matthew.
Matthew.
I feel like Matthew wouldn't get
Okay.
much work done.
He's just gonna be
Yeah.
talking
He's just gonna
to
be the
you.
guy.
He'd be
like,
I
sniffing
think like
coke all
Bruce
day.
Bruce Willis would be.
Yeah, Iron Man.
He'd be
Iron
funny
Man.
and get shit done. You know?
Yeah.
He's
Iron Man.
the unbreakable
Iron Man
man.
on Monday, McConaughey on Friday.
There you go.
Yeah. You'd have a good, strong start to the week and then a good, fun finish to
That's
the week.
right.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm lost.
19, babe.
19.
What is the most challenging game you've ever played?
I bet Pong was pretty hard.
I bet your Pac-Man was really hard.
Well, how long did it take you to beat Mega Man?
That was probably 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5, like
Yeah.
not consecutive. Like you
Is
look
this
like
like-
here and there,
I
this
only
right?
a-
play like an hour
Yeah.
a day.
Oh, okay. Is this a Super Nintendo Mega Man or which
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe no, it was
Regular Nintendo?
No, it wasn't on Nintendo. It was on Sony PlayStation.
The 64 Mega Man. Or no, not Mega Man 64. Oh, that's the one I used to come over and play, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one was fun.
yeah, yeah. It'd be nice to find it because I could still beat it today. I
I'm
think.
pretty sure you can find it.
Yeah, that's fun.
You can find anything on the internet now.
Yeah.
What about you, old man?
I pretty much suck at all the games. I no good at video games.
Okay.
Zero.
The-
Really good at pinball.
Pinball, like the pinball machines.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's like reflexes. Good.
They got
Yeah.
they got some badass pinball machines out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays.
Like I remember as a kid, I don't know if this is illegal or not, but in Hawaii, when I would hang out with my mom, we would go to a game room, like an underground game room, where everybody would just
sounds illegal.
play pinball. And I remember being a
Play
kid,
pinball.
like,
Pinball,
like pinball
underground
machines.
pinball.
and like it was a game room. We called it a game room when I was growing up, right?
All
But
the adults are gambling on the
I
pachinko
feel like
machines.
it might, yeah. I think it was like a gambling room, but I remember being there, like playing the pinball machines when I was a kid, right? Just kind of doing my thing, and my mom's like doing her thing. And I was getting so mad at this stupid pinball machine. I was like, I need more quarters. Give me more quarters. And they would just give me a bunch of quarters, and I'm just sitting here playing
Shut up, we're
pinball.
doing illegal things in this underground pinball.
No, it's keeping you busy, safe.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. I was fine. I made
Definitely
it out
wasn't
alive.
It wasn't an underground pinball place. It was an underground something, though.
Yeah, I feel like
Oh,
it might
but
have
in
been.
Pinball
Hawaii-
machine.
Well, there's no gambling in Hawaii, so
Yeah,
it's definitely
I think it
underground.
might have been a gambling hall, but I remember a kid like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the game room," and I'm like, "Okay,"
Okay.
playing pinballs, and I just remember like all these pinball machines, and I'm like, "Okay,
Give me
I need quarters."
How do you think the skills from gaming translate to like real life problem solving in roofing? It doesn't.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't think like
I don't know. I
quick
don't play
minded
video games because I suck at 'em.
video games?
Video games.
Oh, okay, you're definitely. Let's just skip
Yeah.
that
Let's
one.
just skip all. We'll go to
Those
number
are all
20.
questions
We'll
for
go to
you
number
guys,
20.
man.
Yeah.
Those are all questions.
Okay,
we
then I'll
don't-
ask
we-
that. I'll answer that then.
Yeah.
Well,
Go
obviously,
ahead.
it's led to your
you
career.
roofed, right?
So how do
you
you-
used to roof.
So I think. Why?
No, he didn't.
I didn't. I did tear
No.
off.
He
Since
didn't.
I did not roof.
Let's just say he did not roof.
He told me all the time that he used to roof.
He learned really fast, so like, I ain't doing
Yeah,
this
I'm not
shit.
doing that.
I'm going back to school.
Yeah, I'm going back to school. I would think though, like quick-minded, like video, like the things like reflexes and like the way you learn in video games, because video games like it takes a lot of like brain. I don't know if it was
so
like
much.
I don't know if it would translate because like roofing is very physical
No,
and
it
hard.
doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough.
I would think
We'll
that that'd
just
be
skip
hard.
this one. We'll go to Asley
Yeah.
with number 20.
What are the most important lessons you've learned from your careers in roofing?
I mean, you guys are still
It's a
doing
thinker.
it.
Yeah.
Any good lessons?
Lesson?
Yeah, like what?
What's a life lesson?
What's a
you
life
learned
lesson
on the
from
job?
Work
I mean,
hard.
And that I
Work
mean,
hard, play
roofing
hard.
was my life lesson. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I was all about the job. That's all I did was work for I don't know
Yeah.
how many years.
It's,
Maybe
it's
the
just
last.
like it's just like any other job. You have a customer. You take care of the customer, right?
Yeah, you learn how to
Sometimes,
associate
yeah.
with people, and
Sometimes
and,
you don't feel. I mean, somebody will do something stupid. You
How do
really
you handle
don't.
that?
You really don't. I mean, you want to say, you're stupid, but you don't because it's gonna end bad.
It's not
It's
polite.
gonna end bad. Either it's a customer or it's an employee, or I mean, the last time I told an employee he was stupid, he don't work for me anymore. It just you gotta kind of treat everybody, kind of the way you'd want to be treated, but you gotta treat them even better than you want to be treated because they
Well, definitely
They're
better
people.
than the way I was treated.
yeah, they're
In
people.
the industry.
Yeah.
But there's the life lessons you learn in a roofing industry. Is just like any other job. You just gotta treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Take care of business.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you balance work life and professional life?
That's a tough one.
Not
That is-
well for.
That's
for
why we
Dad.
asked that.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's a lot easier now than it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough one. There's a lot of things you have to do in the industry to rub elbows with other people in the industry that take a lot of time away from your personal life. So your kids and your wife and your family have to take the brunt of that a lot of times. But it all works out in the end. There's a lot of time you can spend with family just because of where you're at in the industry. After you put in that time taking it away from the family, then you can give it back.
Yeah.
What was the other part of that question? There was a third part.
Just how do you balance work and
Yeah.
personal life?
Balance
yeah?
it. Yeah, it's family first, work second.
That's good advice.
What about you, old man?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, but in the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years, I've learned to balance my life. Family, less work, more fun, less work.
5 o'clock,
I mean-
it's time to go home.
I mean, but it's
He tries his
not
best.
easy out. I mean, sometimes you just gotta pay the bills too. So
I think it's
Especially
hard.
today, right?
Yeah, I think also during the summertime it's harder for you guys because it's more daylight, so you can get more done in the daylight.
yeah, that's
You try and push yourself
Well,
maybe.
yeah.
Anymore
That's
though, with the way our jobs are now, summertime's a breeze.
summertime's fun.
It's a breeze because you have a lot more time, so you can get your work done. We get our work done in I mean, a 12-hour day anymore for me is very rare, where it used to be all the time.
Yeah, somebody
You
was
know.
just asking me that the other day. They're like, "What time do you try to get?" Well, I start at 7 in the morning, and I try to make it a commitment nowadays. I'm getting up there at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I've got
I
my
know.
stuff done, and I want to be up at
Sometimes
4.
you're gone before I even leave for work, and I leave pretty early.
Well, no, I've never gone before you, unless I'm going fishing, because you are going early in the
Well, that is
morning.
work, right?
Yeah.
That's work.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to ask impact of friendship. How has your long-lasting friendship impacted your professional and personal lives?
You know what, Mark and I have a mutual understanding, and I mean it's not anything we've ever talked about, discussed, or even agreed on, but our job is our job.
Yeah.
And there's some days where I got to come in and
Be
obviously
the boss.
I have to be the boss. I have to, I tried not to tell him what has to be done, but I will, well, if I was doing that, this is the way I would do it. And a lot of times that's a good, way to put it. Sometimes it's like, nope, that ain't going to work in this situation, Steve, and this is the way it's got to go. And that's the way it goes. I mean, I shut up at that point. If my way is better and he sees it that way, he takes that and does it that way, right? It just does. But we have a mutual understanding. I mean, there is no time and I don't think he's ever been mad, right? I never get mad at this guy. I never can. I've never been able to.
That's just
right.
Yeah,
he's a friend, and when it comes to work, we both have a job to do, and we both see the job the same way. Sometimes he'll get clouded because there's a lot of employees that are involved that he's handling, and he knows he's got to deal with those guys. Well, but there's some times where, you know what, those are all my employees, and this is the way it's going to go, right? And then other times he's like, no, it's not going to go that way, you know? And you just got to learn that you got to back down, or if it's that important, you hold to your value or your grounds, and then each of us, I mean, it works perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like there's probably not that many relationships that have done. They're out there, but have done as well as, like, we've known each other our whole lives.
Yeah.
Like,
How old are you guys?
We're pretty close to
Pretty old?
thinking like-minded, and we understand. I mean, it's like you know how you communicate, but you don't need to communicate. I mean, we're pretty close.
well, we work together as partners too, roofing,
Yeah.
actually learning. We learned
Yeah.
how to roof together, right? I mean, he's taught me things that, it's like, okay, I can't figure this out. Why, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it's like, okay, you cut that flashing this way, right? And all the way I've been doing it this freaking last 3 years, it's leaking. Right? And he shows me, okay, well, you got to do it like this. And it's like, because he was so much better at cutting metal and doing that metal work. And it's, you look at it and it's a great job. It's like, okay, I'd like to learn how to do that. Well, then he'd be, okay, do it like this. We learned how to do everything together. I don't know how many things that I may have taught him. Maybe none. Who knows? But,
Huge amount.
hot roofing was kind of a specialty in our younger days, and we did quite a lot of it. I probably burned him. I don't know how many times. But, when you learn together, you know the same things, right? And in this day and age, when you see something, and they probably forget that, because I'm in the office all the time, that I actually used to do exactly everything they're doing.
Yeah.
So
like-
they kind of forget it, and once in a while I'll look at a picture or something that's going on. Well, why didn't you do that? And they kind of look at like, whoa, oh, I didn't think of it that way, or whatever. Why didn't you do it like this? Because that's what I would have done. But we kind of have that mutual, friendship and work.
It works good.
Friendship
No, I understand.
also.
When I walk in them office doors, it's business. It's business.
Yeah. It's not personal,
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, if I think I did something to piss him off, I'm gonna say something. Hey, I did this because of that or whatever. And usually it's like, hey, no problem. I got it. So it's, what was the question?
No, you did good. That was a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great.
definitely.
Do you have any advice for people listening to maintain strong, lifelong friends? Like, hey, just listen to each other.
I mean, you guys have known each
Well,
other for.
Yeah.
You're like
it's
80 years
pretty
old.
easy. Don't fuck your buddy over.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. Don't
Yeah.
fuck over your buddy. I mean, bros before hoes.
All that stuff.
Fuck your buddy over.
Have each other's back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter what's going on in life. If somebody,
And there's always
if that-
bad times.
If
you
that
know.
person needs a hand or even a shoulder, that's what you do.
Yeah.
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 Beautiful.
I
I mean, I
find
feel like-
myself helping people all the time.
I feel like it's
I
a
know.
lot
Total
different.
strangers. I mean, I'm
I
happy to
believe
help.
it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot different because like back then, you guys were like men's men, but now it's like more acceptable to talk about your feelings. But like, like this is how it feels. But you guys aren't even at that stage, right? Like you guys are like, I'm a man.
Dad's like, what are feelings?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll just go to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you're the one who asked the question. Yeah, I mean,
Damon's got a lot of feelings.
I got
get back to the
You got
roofing part of it here. We'll tell you.
So,
how do you get fired?
how do you think
I think we
roofing?
should skip 22 because 22 is just, we already asked these questions.
Okay, so
go
we'll
to
just go
23.
Okay, Ashley,
Yeah.
you go ahead and start us off on
Alright.
23.
What's your favorite?
Oh, wait, rapid fire question. So it's got to be quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
So right when I ask, you answer.
You answer.
Yeah.
What's
That's
your
what rapid
favorite?
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Just to
right.
recap.
What's your favorite book or movie?
Grown-ups.
So my favorite book is actually a trilogy. It was called The Foundation and Empire.
You got
by
me on
Isaac
that.
Asimov.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
It's really good.
trilogy
You should read
of all
it.
time.
guys.
Favorite book, Jungle Book.
Grown Ups, Jungle Book, Isaac
Grown-Ups is
Asimov.
If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be?
And why?
And why? Matthew McConaughey.
Come on, there's Muhammad,
Alright, alright.
Muhammad Ali. Your guys' times. Come on.
Gandhi.
I mean, I want to you know who I'd like to, I don't know if dinner. We'll start with dinner and drinks. You know, what the, I can't remember his name, the fighter, the MMA fighter.
There's many of
Oh,
them.
Manny Pacquiao?
No.
I don't know.
Fuck the Irish dude.
Conor McGregor.
Conor
Yeah,
McGregor.
Conor
I
McGregor.
just like to get drunk with that guy and get in a fucking fight.
Not with him, but as in his corner.
No, he wants to fight him. He wants to fight
I
him.
want to.
You know,
I would
that
like
guy
to. I'd
wants
fight
to-
with him.
That guy will want to start some shit before the
Fight
night's
with
over. Want to
him.
beat my ass.
Have you guys watched the new what is it called? Roadhouse?
Roadhouse.
with him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was going to be like the good guy.
I was like,
Oh no, I knew he was
like,
gonna be a
is
bad
that
guy.
McGregor?
Huh? He's like,
No, that's not. That's CGI or
no,
something.
that's how he is now.
Bullshit.
He's gained so much weight. He's big
Really?
as fuck now. Yeah.
Yeah. Uncle
Oh, it's
Steve.
my turn. Oh yeah, Uncle Steve. Yeah.
He said he would fight with him.
No, but he gotta answer the question too.
I don't know. Somebody to have dinner with. Or
Dead,
Yeah.
3 people, dead or alive. Who would
dead
they
or
be?
alive.
Yeah.
Any sports person? Bo Jackson?
No.
No way.
Mariner players.
No.
Ichiro? Nothing. All right.
No.
We'll
Okay.
skip it then.
Skip it.
What's a fun fact that people? What's a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
Fun fact.
I remember Dad used to play chess with us. We used to have like chess
yeah,
tournaments.
we would
Yeah.
play
Play
chess
chess?
all the time.
I'm no good.
You know,
But yeah,
we
we
play
played
with
chess.
Or play with EJ. EJ just learned them when we were in
Oh,
Africa.
yeah. I play.
We would play
we used to
all
play
the
like
time.
tournament chess,
Yeah.
little championship things.
Dad taught us how to play chess, taught us how to play
The
golf.
golf,
He taught
yeah.
us how to play Texas Hold'em.
yeah.
How about cribbage?
Yeah,
No, yeah, cribbage.
Oh, I
don't
could get
know
down with some
cribbage.
cribbage.
Yeah.
Love cribbage.
What about you, Uncle?
I'm not. I don't really have anything that people don't know.
It's just an open book.
You're a
Pretty
cool
much
fucking.
out there.
You're a cool guy.
I like to hunt. I like to fish. I mean, I like to spend time with grandkids.
Drink tequila.
Oh, tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't know that,
What was that tequila that the guy suggested to you? The fancy one.
the fancy one. I don't know. I
Stone.
don't remember what the
Oh.
name. Yeah,
What
Stone
it's
was the
Stone.
guy's name, right?
Shout out to
yeah,
Stone for
shout
the-
out to Stone.
the-
Did a tequila tasting right in Total Wine and More on the way over here.
Oh.
You know,
Fancy.
helped out with some new tequilas for us to
That,
try out.
That Matthew McConaughey. That
Oh yeah.
stuff's good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I like the other one.
That's some good tequila.
I like the other one with the vanilla notes.
Oh, you like that one?
That was good.
I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
I
Good
just
stuff.
the vanilla.
Yeah,
It's a
you're-
little different.
Yeah,
It's a little
different. Maybe
different.
that's just what it is. It's different.
I'm a sweet kind of guy.
Yeah, right.
I have feelings. Not like you
He
guys.
does have feelings.
All right.
He's a big baby.
If you could have any superpower while working on a roof, what would it be and why?
You'd have to
Yeah.
fly. You'd have to fly.
I mean,
What?
Flying is
Yeah,
not
flying.
like-
Speed,
And
right?
no,
What do you
speed,
want,
no,
like
you
Flash?
don't-
Just
You're
fucking-
already fast. We're already fast. We don't need. I mean,
Flying?
flying. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to put up a ladder.
Like if you were like
Oh, yeah.
Superman, you
Oh,
could
yeah.
Yeah.
fly around real fast and the shingles would go.
Yeah.
Okay. That
During
makes
the winter
sense.
time, you
Tear 'em
could
off.
heat vision them down.
Yeah.
Seal 'em right
Oh
down.
my God, you're picking Superman.
Superman.
You're not even
Superman.
saying.
All right,
Well,
we
if
were
you know
talking
how to
about
fly, you
Superman.
can do all the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
Oh.
flying.
I
Flying.
would also do flying
I mean,
for
that
life.
would be good. Yeah.
If I could bypass traffic,
But
Yeah.
it's like Flash though. You just like.
No,
You'd
you
have
can
to
fly
eat
right
so
by
much
'em.
like Flash, you know, you'd have to consume. I would,
Alright.
for me,
You gotta wear a suit specifically for running.
yeah, for me, it would be to make myself invisible and something I touch.
Invisible?
Oh, invisible.
So that way I can
Creepy.
be
Roofing though?
not
Creepy.
roofing.
Oh, just in general.
Just in
You'd be
general.
Okay, because like roofing,
hollow
you know,
woman.
like you're going slow, you know, invisible.
Oh.
You know, that
I
wouldn't
would,
make any
like-
sense.
I just want to be invisible and have something I touch invisible so I can walk into a bank,
Oh my
And-
god, you're a thief.
hold
Little
some
thief.
stacks, and walk out.
So what you touch would have to be invisible
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah, all this
something-
money's now.
I got whatever I touch.
Yeah,
Loading
she said
out the
anything
door.
she touches.
Just get some stacks
Yeah.
real quick and just walk out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So you've already visited a lot of places, but if there's one place you could visit or vacation in, where would it be and why?
I do recall you guys saying something about Ireland or like over there.
Ireland is we're planning that probably this year or next year.
Nice.
Not this year, next year. We've never
Nice.
been.
That would be amazing.
That
to
would
go.
be.
Scotland, Ireland, yeah, go over to see some castles.
Yeah.
How
drink
much do
some-
I have to contribute to
Yeah,
go on this
yeah,
trip?
I was
I
about
wanna
to
go.
say, how much would it be?
Who do I- who do I
I
need to
will
kill?
start
Yeah.
paying into a fund right now.
Well, I mean that could happen. I mean, we
Can I
just-
make
we-
monthly payments of
we-
like $100?
That's the way we do it. That's exactly what we do. We put money aside, you know, and into a savings account. Kathy will put it there, and this is for that trip. And I mean, if you guys want to go, all we have to do is put it together.
That's
It's
the way
simple
me and
as
Mom
that.
do it too. We have envelopes.
It's simple as that. Yeah,
That'd be fun. I
would
want to
be
go to
fun.
Ireland.
Let's
Just
do it.
It's so nice. The
I want
castles.
to. I want to go on St. Patrick's Day to Dublin.
Do you think is it a big deal over there? You think
It's a big deal.
People
Is
be
it?
getting wild,
Okay.
man.
St. Patrick's Day. There's also a day that Misty and Lexi want to go. Kathy does too. That's
Those
Kick a
redheads.
Redhead Day.
Those redheads.
Kick a redhead.
Oh my god.
Something like that. And that's not on like St. Patty's Day. It's a different time of the year.
Lexi's like the most redhead I've ever seen.
Yeah.
More
She's
than Misty.
beautiful. She's
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's got,
got those
bright
good
red
genes.
She
hair.
do.
Those
Yeah.
good genes.
Yep.
Any final thoughts?
Wait. Did Dad didn't answer.
Oh,
What?
sorry.
Oh, I can't remember. There's a place I can't. I mean, I've had a few drinks. It's been a long day. I can't remember the name of the place I always wanted to go to now. But
Bali.
Dubai,
Rio, yeah,
Japan.
Rio.
no,
Thailand,
It's like,
Japan.
No,
Italy.
Philippines.
no, it's not like it's like. Not
You've never
a-
been to the Philippines, right?
I know.
Maybe
I've
you
never
should do
been to the
that.
Philippines.
We
Do you
should
wanna
do
go
that.
there?
I really should go.
You
there
should
one
go
time.
They
Is
have
there
really
any- in touch with the
beautiful
roots?
beaches.
Yeah.
There is?
Yeah.
There is a
Yeah,
lot of
what
beautiful
is there
They
beaches.
to
got
do
the
there?
they got that black beach, right? Isn't that in the
And it's
Philippines?
not-
I
And
mean,
it's-
I know a
there's
ton
one
of
in
people
Hawaii.
too that have homes there and stuff.
It's not
Yeah.
expensive too.
No, it's
I've
cheap.
researched.
Yeah.
It's cheap for like eating good too.
Yeah.
It's just it's not expensive.
I think it
at
just
all.
depends on certain parts, right? Just like
Yeah.
any
Anywhere.
other
Anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere
don't go
there's
to
like
Manila or
kind of like
Yeah.
the slums and then the richer part of
Or where grandma's from, right? Wasn't grandma from like the
Yeah.
ghetto? Yeah.
you know.
You have the Gratz huts.
Yeah.
When I moved here from Hawaii in middle school, I think I went to 1 year of middle school here. Well, 8th grade. Everybody was like, "Do you live in grass huts?" Like, no, bitch, I live in a fucking house. Like, what do you think?
You're civilized people.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Wear
It's not
grass
a third world
skirts and,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
I have little coconuts
Yeah,
covering my
coconuts.
boobies every day, all day.
Are your floors made out of mud?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Any final thoughts or advice you'd like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, for everybody. That's
For everybody.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't judge, and I'm not giving my advice.
Oh, okay.
But
I
I'll
like it,
tell
though.
you, I super had fun on Co-op Chronicles.
Oh.
Hey,
These are all
getting
my kids,
official.
and I can't even remember the
names.
Geisha,
Azuli.
Tombstone.
Oh,
Tombstone, and
Black Label.
Black Label.
I got these.
We got
and I
some-
had
some
super
gifts for
fun
you.
on Co-op
gift for you
Chronicles.
guys.
We got a gift for you for
Oh.
being on
You
Co-op
gotta,
Chronicles.
you gotta hold. You gotta put them
Get
up
that
somewhere
open up.
nice.
What?
Yeah, you gotta put it on somewhere.
We survived. We survived.
Yes, trophy.
I don't know if you guys are gonna use it as a paperweight or anything, but it's cool to have.
I
You know?
mean, we took it easy on you. We didn't want to get all slurred and sloshed on there. And
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah, thank you,
good time.
Uncle
Thank you,
Steve and
guys.
Dad.
You have anything to share?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Tequila.
I got a
tequila
trophy.
downstairs
Yeah.
to share.
Yeah.
Participation trophy.
Participation. Good job, guys.
Good job, guys. Good job. Go ahead, Go ahead and close us out.
Well, thank you to our guests, Dad and Uncle Steve, for coming here and making this episode like amazing for us and really fun. But as always, this has been Co-op Chronicles with Pint Size Geisha, Black Label, and me, Azalee. Bye.